What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about the crypto news. Now, Bitcoin continues to rally, although there is definite levels of resistance at 44K. I would expect a negative red candle today, just off of the back of the huge levels of resistance around 44. In fact, we saw. Well, I'm going to get into all of it. But before I do, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about in the channel that I thought crush it in this bull cycle. If you invested $100 into each one when I released the videos and you're still holding those bags, you'd be in profit for over 60 grand. It's not what I hold anymore. You want to see what I hold? Come check out Copy My Crypto. We had a great 2021 and 2022 is going to be even better. There will be a bear cycle kicking in at some point, and that is the opportunity to invest in seriously good coins that are hugely undervalued. I found Phantom in the bear cycle when it was half a cent. That's still up over 440 times in value. And when that bear cycle kicks in, I've got a list of cryptos that I think have enormous potential. I'm going to be watching how much they retrace, who they onboard, how well they hit their targets on their roadmaps. If I think they can 50x, 100x, 200x, 1000x, I'm going to be sharing them with the Copy My Crypto members. So if you want to be a part of that and learn what they are when that bear cycle comes, then check out Copy My Crypto. Link is in the description. So, yeah, Bitcoin is hovering around 43.8 at the moment. There's resistance around 43.9 roughly. We actually saw Bitcoin rally all the way up to about 45,500-ish overnight. It's since retraced. We've actually got a reverse hammer, like a reverse Thor hammer. So the daily candle right now looks fairly negative, but with that level of resistance around 44K, I would not be surprised if we start flittering a little bit down, or certainly sideways. I don't think there's going to be. I'd be surprised to see massive moves. You know, that would be breaking through a significant level of resistance. Even yesterday, Bitcoin rallied all the way up to 44.5K, and then before the day closed, dropped down below 44, and in fact below the previous highs of, I think it was 43.8. So yeah, I'm not expecting tons today in terms of movement from Bitcoin. I mean, it doesn't mean the alts won't move. Now, there's a few things picking up. So obviously the crypto market is bouncing back, and we've been seeing that. You know, Bitcoin has rallied really well in the past, and the overall crypto market has rallied really well in the past sort of 8 days. As I said, February will be a relief month. We should see the prices appreciate just off the back of the Fed not meeting. So the crypto market's bounced back, and actually KPMG Canada has added Bitcoin and Ethereum to its treasury. That's a big move for KPMG Canada, and fundamentally KPMG is one of the giants in accounting globally. You know, they've got massive offices in London, all around the world. So a step like this by the KPMG Canada probably rings true that branches across for KPMG across the world are going to end up doing this. The auditing firm now believes that crypto is a maturing asset class, and obviously it is. But you know, you got to put it into context. It's only been around for like a decade and a bit, and we're seeing the market really growing and continuing to do so. KPMG are fundamentally well known for being very conservative. They are hugely focused on auditing and risk management. So them adding these to their treasury is a big sign that long term they think this is a solid investment. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So again, this is a bullish signal from one of the most influential auditing firms and accountancy firms in the world. We're also seeing crypto fund inflows growing. Inflows into digital asset funds last week were 4.5 times what they were the week before. So we're seeing the growth beginning once again. Obviously, that is in part led by the sentiment around the market. The market right now is certainly market sentiment is certainly far more positive than it was only 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Shows how quickly this market moves. Crypto funds actually saw inflows of 85 million during the 7 days through to Friday. That's the third straight week of net inflows. The majority of the inflows come from the Americas, according to CoinShares. Brazil and Canada accounted for 88% of the total inflows last week as well. So obviously we are at a recovery point. There's still a long way to go for Bitcoin in terms of recovery and previous all-time highs. I don't think I'd be surprised if we see that this month. But we definitely got some positivity in the markets ahead of what will probably be a fairly rough back end of March once the Fed confirm their decisions in terms of interest rate hikes and tapering. I've spoken about this before. A taper tantrum will occur. They've occurred. There's always been the first month of tapering. There's a taper tantrum month, effectively. 92% of the time. The following month has been positive, and the losses have been recovered. But it's worth bearing in mind crypto is pretty coupled to the S&P, pretty coupled to stocks. So fundamentally, there's no reason to think that crypto isn't going to experience the same level of taper tantrum that the overall financial markets experience. So crypto funds also on altcoins like Solana, Polkadot, and Cardano all saw inflows. Terra-focused funds saw their first significant inflows last week, totaling 1.4 million, which represented 26% of total assets under management. Prior to the sort of recent 3-week streak of inflows, crypto funds had experienced $532 million in outflows over the prior 5 weeks. Now, worth bearing in mind, the market was rough only 2 weeks ago. So when we're seeing inflows into these funds, that should be a sign that there are a lot of big money whales expecting a turnaround, and it's worthwhile bearing that in mind. That's something that people should have on a sort of notice board. Anytime you see a huge run of inflows into crypto funds, there's going to be a recovery. Something's about to happen. Whales have inside information, and we know that to some degree, or at least we know what smart money's doing. Now, last thing, major crypto firms and groups are forming a coalition aimed at promoting market integrity. Now, this is good to actually see. So their phrasing was harmonizing a broad global approach to digital assets and competition in the digital currency space race can improve US competitiveness, security, and lower fundamental costs for basic financial access. So several crypto exchanges and advocacy groups across different countries have banded together to form a coalition intended to fight market manipulation, including Bitstamp, Coinbase, BitMEX, and Crosstower. So they'll be launching the Crypto Market Integrity Coalition. The group's 17 founding members include US-based crypto advocacy group Chamber of Digital Commerce, the United Kingdom-based self-regulatory trade association Crypto UK, and an international think tank called Global Digital Finance. Their pledge includes a commitment to maintain fair and orderly digital asset markets and prevent market abuse. And we know there's market abuse in this space. We've seen it. There is, we've seen it. We saw it across last year with Bitcoin on a number of occasions. We saw it with smaller asset classes within crypto as well. So this isn't a bad thing because they're even stating, regardless of regulatory requirements, market activity should be reviewed and monitored on a reasonable ongoing basis for purposes of detecting and eliminating market manipulation and unfair market abuses. Clear instances of fraud and manipulation are illegal, and we will commit to preventing these activities to the best of our abilities. So it'll be interesting how they implement that. I guess with some of the exchanges, they could potentially ban people's accounts. It's a useful. It's good to see. The question is the extent to which they can actually influence and prevent such market manipulation. But so it's interesting to see, and I guess it is done to promote that this is a fair and equitable market, and to make this more understood to a layman that this is an easy space to get into and a fair space to get into. So there's real positives there. And we'll see how it plays out though. But yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see, and it's nice to see the market sentiment. I will reiterate, guys, do be cautious today. Like I said, there's huge resistance for Bitcoin at 44k or thereabouts, 33.9 or 33.865, something like that. And we are going to see, and we have seen in the last 24 hours real difficulty breaking through that. The fact that this morning, in the early hours of the morning, Bitcoin rallied all the way up to like 45,600 or thereabouts, and not only couldn't hold that, but it couldn't even hold above the $44,000 level. And now we've got pretty much a reverse hammer candle presenting at the moment on the daily. I would expect that we're going to see some level of potential downside still in the short term, but certainly on the long term, or certainly on the slightly wider time frame, there's definitely more positive market sentiment. But yeah, just something to be aware of. Anyway, that's it. Hope you're all keeping very well. If you're new to crypto, come check out Copy My Crypto. Even if you've been here a while, come check it out. We had a great year in 2021, and 2022 will be better. Because whether it's bull or bear cycle, there are so many opportunities in this market, but in particular, when a bear cycle kicks in, the chances to lay the foundations of investments that will change your life are massive. And I'm looking forward to sharing the cryptos that I think are going to be big players in the next bull cycle with the Copy My Crypto members. So again, if you want to be a part of that, click the link in the description and check it out. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.